Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 153. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host.
Dane Cody.
I know, I was like, oh, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm podcasting, that's right.
That thing that we do every Wednesday night, you know?
Every week, Dane and Cody and I get together, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Yeah, that's the thing we do.
Exactly.
Brain work. Rah, rah, rah.
You all right there?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think I had a stroke.
A mini stroke? That's not funny. We can't joke about that. Do I need to call your wife? Get you to the hospital?
Yeah, that's not really funny.
No.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Episode 153. No comment.
Not really. No, that's a number.
Oh, Dane.
It seemed like just yesterday we started talking about video games on the internet.
Yeah, 3 long years ago.
There you go.
Obviously, you're probably aware, if you've been here the last couple of weeks, that we're doing a little giveaway for a Super Nintendo Classic. You guys have been doing great with the reviews. I appreciate it. Anyone who's left a review, if you're listening, thank you very much. We've doubled our
other
reviews.
Bastards. We're very disappointed in you.
Yeah, everyone who's left a review, we love you. Everyone else, die in a fire. I mean, don't. I don't mean that.
Keep listening and maybe tell your friends.
Yeah,
and feel free to leave a review.
I don't blame you because it is a huge pain in the ass.
Totally. But I mean, we are giving away a Super NES Classic Mini.
Yeah, and your odds are still pretty good.
That they are.
So yeah, if you missed that last week or the week before, I'll go over it quickly. We're giving away a Super Nintendo Classic Edition. The way to enter is just simply leave us a review on iTunes or via the Apple Podcast app. Yes, it's super annoying because you have to be an Apple iOS or Mac OS user, essentially. Windows people out there can fake it installing iTunes on their PC, which is a huge pain in the ass. So yes, I get it. But yeah, that's the ask. The prize is pretty good. We've gotten a few reviews. Our numbers have gone up. It
Yay.
works.
Woo.
That's why these people berate you over the head for reviews on iTunes. Unfortunately, Google does not have a reviewing system per se. I guess you could review the website on Google, maybe, but that they don't really have a podcast reviewing system.
Nah, not really.
In the Google Play ecosystem.
Kind of disappointing.
And neither do other apps like Beyond Pod or Pocket Cast. Like, there's no rating. They don't even do ratings of any sorts. They're all like little closed ecosystems. So, anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you everyone again. Been pretty not exciting around for our household lately. Pretty chill weekend. Lots of God of War.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same. I took a trip up to my Faja's.
Oh, that's right. You said that last week. You were I don't know if I'm going to get to play.
Oh, I was super bummed. I mean, it was great because, I got to go up there, visit my family, got some late Christmas presents. So that was pretty cool. I know. I've been a bad son. I haven't been up to visit in a while. So,
seriously.
My brother's super cool. He got me Forza 7.
Oh, sweet.
So I'll be kicking that in and playing some of that on my Xbox One. So we'll see. So yeah, but unfortunately, due to like heading up there Friday afternoon after work and not getting home till Sunday evening, didn't really play too much in the way of the video games. But I did get to start up some God of War. I've played the first probably hour, maybe hour and a half of the game, and I gotta say, it's fucking good. Wow.
So with that, I guess we could say we are now in what you've been playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you finally got to play it.
I did. It's so yeah, I played through kind of that initial bit,
the intro area per se.
Yeah, and then there's a pretty wicked fight that happens. I did that, and I pretty much just finished that, and that's where I've kind of stopped, because I was just kind of out the other night. And I know I'm super early.
I was gonna say you're so early.
I know it's ridiculous. But
Meanwhile,
holy cow!
I'm literally one trophy away from platinuming the game.
Wow, really?
I haven't played
awesome.
anything else since I've gotten it. Well, that's a lie. I did play a little bit of Far Cry last week when we talked about it, and I said, I finished it up and beat it. But literally, I was on the last mission of that. So,
right.
But besides that, I haven't played anything but God of War. So I can't really talk about the trophy that I guess I can and I can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
we don't want to hear about your stupid trophy that you're lording over our heads.
I will probably pop it tonight, and that will probably get posted on the Twitter and everywhere else.
Yeah, no. Wow. Like, I gotta say, I'm only playing it on a regular PlayStation 4, not a Pro.
I've seen photos. It still looks awesome.
And holy shit, that game looks good.
Yeah, it's like a new benchmark for if you're showing off your PlayStation to anyone.
Like, seriously, that game looks crazy good. Like it's one of those things where you're like, man, I thought we were starting to kind of get to where the PlayStation 4 was kind of hitting a bit of the wall. Here we are 5 years in now, but like this game came out and I'm just like, well, holy shit,
we're good.
Apparently not. Apparently they're still making crazy strides forward, because I could not get over like how good it looked. Like, and Kratos, he looks insanely good. Like his character model, like I feel like you can see the pores in his skin, like he looks
just like
crazy.
The strands of gray hairs in his beard.
Yeah, like the whole thing is just unreal.
Yeah, the attention to detail is off the charts. It's such a beautiful game.
Yeah,
it's funny because I've been on the internet, and now that it's out, some people are like, "Oh, this game was totally overhyped. It's not that great," and I'm like, "Wow, man, you guys are just soulless people. Some people just like hating things."
Yeah. I mean, to be totally honest, like I get like that. There's different strokes for different folks.
You don't love it like everyone else, but it's like, do you really have to go to your way to let us know how much you hate it, though? Like,
yeah,
I never got people like that. It's like, it's not for me. I didn't enjoy it, right? Like, that's fair. Like, that's like, but some people just love going out of their way to just spread their negativity and go into great detail to offer
spoil it to everybody and
to offer that opinion. It's like, okay, why I bring this up is PlayStation retweeted my review on Twitter.
And a ton of people
I got a lot of retweets and a lot of likes. And I got a lot of @replies, and most of the people were like, yeah, it's amazing. Oh, yeah, it's so awesome. I totally agree with you, and this and that. And then, like, there was just one guy who's just like, oh, it's terrible. They ruined God of War. And I had to reply back to him, but I didn't reply back to him like how he replied. I'm just like, oh man, I think it's great. That's too bad that you didn't enjoy it. Like, just such
for sure,
a nice disagree with you,
right?
And then he never replied again. But it's like, I don't know. It's like, what? I don't know. People and negativity begets negativity. Is that the same? Something like that. I probably butchered that, but
I get what you're getting at, and
if you don't like something, let it be. It's just like, yeah, it wasn't for me. But it's funny how quickly people just want to share and try and shit on the thing because you like it. And it's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I wonder why you're single. Wonder why you don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
No offense, but I don't know. Be positive, people. Be nice. Yeah, it's an awesome game.
Yeah,
that's why I can't stop playing it. That's why I'm getting a platinum, and I don't get platinums. Like,
any platinums, thinking about it.
Any platinums that I have are accidental. Like Resident Evil 5, the blight of that platinum. Like,
right.
That was just accidental. I honestly wish I could delete it, but hey.
Oh, come on, man. It's a platinum.
But yeah, this game,
I want it. Platinum.
I want to get one because I love it, and it's not that unattainable because there is no difficulty platinum, so you could do it in one playthrough. You don't have to replay it on a higher difficulty or do like, getting all the collectibles can be pretty tedious because there's a few.
Right.
But they're not that bad. It does break it down by area to make it a little easier so you know where stuff is missing from.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is very handy.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to try and find.
And like when I got to the end, I was, when I checked out my trophies after, I'm like, oh man, I really don't have a lot of stuff to do. But I wouldn't say a lot of stuff in quotes. There's a decent amount of time to do the few things that were left on my list.
Right. Okay.
Because some of the side exercises, like even after you've beaten the game, there's a lot of time left there.
Right.
It's a decent amount of stuff to do. So they're fun.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just beginning my journey. It's ever since I started playing it, it's kind of all I can think about.
So you have to power through, and then we can do a spoiler fest next week.
Definitely won't be next week.
I got it a week or two before release. No, I got a week before embargo and a week before release.
Yeah, so you got it 2 weeks before.
So
release.
almost like literally 2 weeks, and I literally beat it in like, I think it took me 12 days.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of side stuff. I can't believe like some of the people on like some of the Discord channels that I'm on, like, oh yeah, I beat it in 2 days. Like, I guess,
whoa,
they got it on Friday and they powered through in like, I guess 2 big sessions over Saturday, Sunday, literally playing it all day, both those days.
Right.
But that's just crazy. I
Yeah,
can't even
that's
remember.
my thing is like I'm only able to, like, because my PS4 is on the main TV, I'm only able to play it like for small sort of chunks. So either in the morning on the weekend when my wife is asleep, or if like I get it like an hour or two in the evening when like she's not home, or if she's like working on some school stuff and I kind of just be a dick and steal the TV for a bit.
Yeah,
like
I can't even remember the last time I've played like, I don't know, the longest I've ever played in the last few years has maybe been like a 6-hour session on a day. Like this week, my wife was at work and my daughter was in daycare, and I had a daddy day to myself.
Right.
And I didn't even play that long. I think I played 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And that's like the longest chunk I've gotten in a long time. And I was like, oh, I really should do something else. I felt so guilty.
God of War is the type of game that makes me want to take a day off from work in the middle of the week, wake up at the same time my wife gets up at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. to go to work, and just play God of War all day without stopping, except for, bathroom and like eat breakfast or whatever.
Yeah. That's what I did.
But like, that's what I would freaking love to do.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
This game, but
I'm so happy that everyone actually gets to play it now. I'm in like a spoiler Discord, and we're talking about the story and stuff, talking about stuff, and people are like telling me, "Oh my god, it is amazing."
Right.
Only the one guy said it wasn't. There's been some naysayers on some of the Discord channels too, but they like, again, same kind of people that just they fucking hate everything.
Yeah, no, that's fair, man. That's super, like, yeah. That's
I don't know.
All I want to do is play more. Like, it's that's where I'm at with it.
Well, that's
all I want to do is play more. I just want to see where it goes. One of my coworkers at work is like powering through it. Well, I should say powering through it. He's playing it, and he came to me the other day. He's like, "Oh man, I got God of War the weekend, and like, I cannot remember the last time a game made me stay up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning during the middle of the week just playing a game." And like, he's a guy with like kids and a wife, and he gets up super early in the morning to go to work. Like, I was just like, yeah, man, I get it. Like, I get it. Like,
yeah, one of my coworkers texted me, I think on Saturday or Sunday, and he's like, "This game is effing awesome. Oh my god." Yeah, when I got it, that's the only thing I could do. That's all I could think about, and it's all I wanted to do was play that game. And I still am that. I don't know what I'm going to do when I platinum it.
Start another playthrough?
Yeah, I doubt it. I'll probably take a break. I don't know. I got Ni no Kuni 2.
Okay.
And I've been on the fence of purchasing Yakuza 6.
I think I'm going to pass on that one. Ni no Kuni 2, I've been really on the fence with. I've got a PlayStation Store gift card sitting there that I'm like, oh, I could totally pick that up. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I also, this is a little bit of free for all, a little bit of what you've been playing, but this weekend, or this Friday I should say, at my office, we do every once in a while, we'll get together, a bunch of us after work, and we'll play some games. And we usually like bring our computers in, and we have been playing Overwatch. If you're a listener to the show, you kind of probably remember. That's kind of what we've been playing as of late. But this time we got some new people at work, and we want to try to be inclusive. And some of the guys at work don't have PCs. Some of them only play like PlayStation 4 or whatever. So we decided, like, why don't we get a game that sort of cross-platform and we could play with everybody. So they're going to bring their PS4s in. We're going to play Fortnite.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. It should be really
like
interesting.
It'll be a right clusterfuck trying to get everyone in the same game.
Oh yeah, it'll be. I expect it to be a total gong show.
It works though, because that's how Ninja played with Drake.
Yep.
Because I think Drake was on PS4 and Ninja plays PC exclusively.
So like I said, this should be fun. Tune in next week to find out how it all went. And then to add to this mix as well, I'm feeling super lazy and I don't really want to pack my giant computer into the office. Because like I just said, I'm lazy. So I've got a pretty decent processor and RAM situation going on at work, but my video card situation in my work computer
not so much
is virtually non-existent. So I was like, well, instead of lugging my big honking computer tower into the office, I will download GeForce Now, which I'm in the beta, and I will mess around with it on and off kind of this week and see like how it plays on my work computer. All right,
because remember when I originally talked about it, I was playing Fortnite on my MacBook Air.
Right.
And your work has better internet than my work, so I was playing it at like 60 FPS, no problem on my MacBook Air.
So I put GeForce Now on my work computer the other night, and it's funny, I logged into my what the hell? Not Fortnite account, but I logged into my my account, my like Epic account. Oh, because I was gonna test Fortnite to see how it works, but then I had the thought of like trying a brand new game for the first time and blah blah blah. I was like, fuck it, I don't really want to deal with that right now. So I was like, well, you know what? Why don't I just log into Uplay and play some Far Cry 5? See how, like, if Far Cry 5 is gonna run on that thing and run well and be playable, then Fortnite should be fine. So I totally did. I logged into my Uplay. And because Far Cry 5 has cloud saves, so when you finish your game on your computer, it uploads it into your Uplay account into the cloud. I was able to start playing exactly where I left off. So like there I was sitting at work with like I have a micro PC at work. It's a tiny little like Dell micro PC. It's got
your cell phone's more powerful.
No, it has a full i5 and 16 gigs of RAM in it, but it's not. There's like I said, it's got no real video card.
That's that tiny little box in the picture you sent me, right?
I don't know if you can see. Let's see. Let me.
I see a little box in the background behind your monitor.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's like the size of a Wii U or something.
Smaller. Like, no joke, it's smaller. It's a really small machine.
That's awesome. So, and it played good and looked good.
That was the thing. It played great. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was seriously sitting there playing, and like one of my coworkers came over and he was like, "Holy crap, you're able to play Far Cry 5 on here?
He's like, how the hell are you playing
Yeah,
that?
and I was like, well, yes and no. And then like I explained it. He's like, holy crap, are you serious? You're streaming this? He's like, that looks incredible. So yeah, it's high settings. Everything was running 1024 by like 1920 by 1280. Like yeah, like all my settings like high. It ran great. Like I couldn't believe it, and like almost no discernible lag.
No, it's
So
pretty
yeah,
great.
like I ended up like spending like I don't know, probably my 20-minute test run probably turned into like almost an hour after work,
Nice.
just like playing Far Cry 5, just sort of testing it out. And
like I said, the initial time that we talked about this when I first got it, I guess it's been a month or two ago now. I guess, It's been a while.
yeah.
If this service is like a flat monthly rate, I'm sold.
Yeah.
I really hope there was rumors of it being an hourly thing.
Oh,
like
that would
I
be
said,
awful. That
yeah,
would be
like I
so
said before,
awful.
if they go hourly, this service is dead in the water. But if they do a flat monthly rate and if it's $10 or $15 a month, I think I'd probably get it.
Yeah.
Because then when I'm at on my break at work, I can play my PC games. I can play any PC game.
I honestly couldn't believe like how well
It's unreal. It
it
really
runs. Like it's great.
It really negates having a big, bulky, heavy, expensive gaming laptop, period.
Yeah.
And
much.
if you can get your mind around...
As long as the key there, though, is as long as you have good internet.
Yeah, you have to
it
have
all
good internet.
hinges on that.
I have fiber at home, and I have, we're straight out of the port, VDSL ports at work. So
Right, yeah, so that's not a problem for you.
like we've got super high-speed internet at work, and I do at home as well, luckily, thankfully. And this service is flawless. Now, if you had like crappy internet, I don't think this is going to work for you. So it does have some challenges. Obviously, not everyone's lucky and has the giant super fast infrastructure.
Yeah, for sure.
But
no, I just like I honestly I was really surprised. So now, like I said, this weekend will be the real test because like I'm not planning on bringing my computer into work. I'm planning on running all the games like because I can play Overwatch through it. So if we decide to switch over to Overwatch, I can play Overwatch that way. I can play Fortnite this way. I can play Far Cry 5. I can play Counter-Strike. I can play pretty much any game that I have almost that way.
Yeah, I'm pretty intrigued to hear how this works out.
So, like I said, this is either going to go super badly and I'm going to end up spending most of my night like wishing I would have brought a proper computer in, or it's going to go great and I'm going to be like, shit, yeah, I don't have to bring my lug my computer around to go to crap anymore because this is good enough,
Absolutely. I think I have a feeling it's going to be good enough.
The only thing I'm worried about is like Friday night
when
after
you guys are
work,
under load in the lab.
Yeah, I'm really worried that actually the NVIDIA servers is what I'm more worried about. Like I hope they're not like overloaded because it's like a Friday night, everybody's coming back to play. You know what I mean?
Who knows? You might have to queue once or twice or something. Or
yeah,
I think once you get in, you'll be fine. But it's if you don't get in time.
Yeah, so like I said, we'll see how that all kind of.
I only have ever had an error once, and then I tried again in a couple minutes, and it worked. So
yeah. So
they haven't been crazily giving. I haven't noticed them giving away keys to it right now, so I don't think more people have gotten on. So
yeah,
I could be wrong. I haven't been really paying attention because once I got my key, I quit paying attention.
Yeah, so like I said,
thank you, NVIDIA.
Totally. So yeah, so that'll be interesting. So like I said, tune in next week. I will have all kinds of hopefully good stories to tell about that. But at the very least, it'll be kind of the worst case / best case scenario for that whole service. So
yeah, I
will hopefully have good things to say about it.
All right.
Yeah.
With that, let's get into some news. News.
Let's talk about news.
Crow Team. Do you remember them?
Aren't those the guys that made a Serious Sam game years ago?
They announced the new Serious Sam game, Serious Sam 4.
Oh my god.
Planet Badass.
Oh god.
Yeah, apparently there's like a conference called Reboot Develop 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in Europe because these are all some of these stories are from European devs.
Right. What other games have they made besides Serious Sam?
I have no idea. I've actually, to be honest, never played a Serious Sam game.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They just never really been my cup of tea.
They're kind of strange games.
They're like a Doom / Quake kind of thing.
Kind of. You have like giant waves of enemies that come flying at you, and you...
Yeah, like floods of enemies, like hundreds.
Yes.
If not maybe even thousands.
Wow, that studio's been around a long time.
Are you just looking it up now?
Yeah, they've been around since 1994. A whole bunch of games that nobody's heard about up until Serious Sam, the first one in 2001. Then they made the second Encounter a year later, and then they made Serious Sam 2 in 2005. Then they made an HD version of a bunch of their games over the next couple years. Then they made Serious Sam 3 in 2011. And then, interesting, they made the Talos Principle in 2014. That's a game that I heard about, but I didn't play.
I think it was a pretty well-received game, actually.
Yeah, and then they made Serious Sam VR in 2017. And then they also made the Talos Principle VR.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about the VR version.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a little trailer, apparently. I don't know. It's embedded in this stream, so I can't even find it. So
I watched it. It's super short. All it is Sam cruising down the road on a motorcycle, and one of the headless dudes with the arms that have bombs in them come running at him, and he like leans over and shoots him with a shotgun, and then he kind of cruises over a hill. And there's like a whole bunch of those dudes and stuff rushing after him, and then it's just like Serious Sam 4, Planet Badass, and that was pretty much the whole like teaser / trailer, if you want to call it that.
Oh.
So there you go. Now you're caught up.
Yeah,
so there's going to be more info at E3.
Yes, exactly. Devolver has. I don't think they have a booth. I think they rent the parking lot across the street or something. So Devolver is publishing it. Yeah, there'll be more at E3, so...
There you go.
I found the trailer. It's 23 minutes in, if I had read the story properly.
I was going to mention that, but...
Tells you exactly where it is. It definitely looks better than some of the past games. If I remember, the past ones didn't look that decent. Oh, that was pretty disgusting. When he blew the guy to pieces with his shotgun.
His entrails kind of fly all over the place. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, it's essentially a horde of enemies as he goes over the hill.
Yep. Like I said, it looks like a Serious Sam game.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how well those are going to, like, honestly hold up at this point. I haven't played a Serious Sam game since probably the second one. And I don't know how well that's going to be. I don't know. Like, the first ones were pretty short. It was kind of interesting because there was so many enemies coming at you over the course of the game. And you get these massive guns and cannonballs, and you'd be killing like hundreds of enemies in one shot kind of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, if it's just going to be more of that, I don't really know if I'm all that interested. But maybe they're going to change it up.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. So
tune in for more.
Yay.
Sorry, I'm reading here the next story.
Oh, good job. Way to prepare for the podcast.
Well, I didn't have a chance to truly read it beyond the headline. So,
well, at least one of us was.
The story
is calling some loot boxes actual gambling.
Yeah.
And tells publishers that if they don't change some shit, they are going to actually call them gambling, and they are going to need a gambling license in order to sell that game to anybody. So they could then look at be getting fines and other things, because offering this type of game of chance to Dutch players without a license is prohibited.
Yeah, so basically
didn't actually list any actual games. There's a couple other. They did not.
They didn't?
The Betting and Gambling Act did not reveal what the 4 games
Dutch
were breaking
news.
It. But one of the Dutch news broadcasters named 4 games anyways. So I don't know if they're actual, like those are the actual games that were included in this, or if they just pretty much like looked at them and went, yeah, those seem like the 4 games that are bad. So I'm actually not going to even bother naming them because it doesn't seem like there's any veracity to that story necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like those 4 games are going to actually now need a gambling license to continue to operate the way that they're currently set up.
If they don't change or remove their systems before mid-June.
Yep.
And to jump on the bandwagon, Belgium has also declared gambling, loot boxes
are
gambling and illegal. And pretty much in this story, the commission looked at Battlefront 2, FIFA 18, Overwatch, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And found only Star Wars was not in violation, but the other 3 have.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The one that brought this to their attention was the one that wasn't actually in violation.
Yeah, because they ended up stripping the stuff out.
And not just that, but the big issue with the other games is that you can't, or you can actually take out, using nefarious means necessarily, you can actually get the money out of the game.
So that was the issue with the Netherlands. Yeah, like, so with FIFA, CSGO, Dota, and PUBG, like games with marketplaces, you can essentially get monetary value out of the loot drops. So that's where their stance is like, okay, this is gambling because there's monetary value to this stuff.
Yeah.
Belgium, yeah, this is kind of funny. In their ruling, Battlefront 2 didn't violate the rules because at the time they had pulled it all out, but it's back now, so it's kind of funny.
That is funny.
But speaking of which, Battlefront 2, it's kind of seems a good time to talk about this now. I was in a Discord and we were talking about loot boxes, and oh man, wow. Hardcore gamers do not like loot boxes. There was mad trash talking about any game, even Overwatch. Overwatch didn't even get a pass in this Discord that I was at.
Right.
It just, I don't know, it just seems like some of the people are just very rah, 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 right?
It's almost like you were hanging out on the internet. Were people negative?
Yeah,
that's crazy talk.
Like I said before, Overwatch, in my opinion, I don't think they're that bad. But then, like, someone in this Discord was like, "Well, yeah, for someone who plays the game a lot, I think it is bad because they do timed loot crates. So I can only get these things during a certain time. So I am very pressured into,
either paying for it,
paying for it, or like not having it. And then I'm like, it is cosmetics and you don't need it. It does nothing for you. But that's the thing, is some people don't have as, steel a gut as I do to resist this kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they, to them, it is gambling because they're wasting money trying to get this stuff, and that fear of FOMO, fear of loss, and so forth, right? Yep. Oh, it's limited. I have to get in on it. So, like, to me, Overwatch is fine, but to someone else, this other side of the coin, they're like, no, it's just as bad. But to me, I kind of give it a pass because it's just cosmetic and you don't need it, right?
Right.
So I see his point. It is still bad because, if you've got these addictive personalities or OCD or collecting kind of issues, it will still be an issue, even though it is cosmetic and it doesn't affect gameplay at all, let alone the stuff that does affect gameplay, how bad it is, like FIFA and other systems, right? So anyway, in this Discord, another user, he didn't want to be named. I don't know why, but he was just saying he's been playing Battlefront 2 with his friends, and I guess he didn't want to be named because it's about Battlefront 2.
Right.
And he said the system was good.
Really?
He's like, you can buy the cosmetics with real money if you want, or you can just earn them with in-game credits through playing the game. And, the stuff that did affect gameplay is now totally removed from loot boxes, and you just level up that stuff by playing them, the cards, classes. So he was saying the system is fixed. But, we kind of got into the discussion that no one's going to give it a pass kind of now because after the initial damage was done, right? Because, last week I poo-pooed over them, right?
Right.
So it's interesting to hear from Like, I'm not playing the game because they turn me off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though I really like the Galactic Assault or the Starfighter mode they have, like, I thought that was a lot of fun. But at the same time, it was the old loot progression system, which I was like, "Argh." But, you know, he says he plays with his buddies. He says the system's good. And he's like, I'm still having lots of fun with the game. And, you know, and he was saying it was kind of better than Overwatch's system. Because in Overwatch, you can't just buy the cosmetic you want. And he was saying in this, you can. So you can remove that randomness. And like, I want that skin.
Interesting.
Again, I haven't played it, so I can't verify any of this. But it was, you know, someone defending it, so I'm like, oh, maybe I need to dial back my shitting on Battlefront 2, but at the same time, they almost kind of deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I want to mention too is that now, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I feel like you kind of almost have to take that into consideration. Like, when they started, a lot of those stuff was different, though. We're talking about what it is like now is pretty different, right?
Yeah.
That game is pretty different. So, I mean, you know, as far as like what they've pulled out and what they've put back in, and how they've implemented it again, all that kind of stuff, because that was part of the big problem initially, was everybody was bitching and complaining about how it wasn't just cosmetic, right? It was gameplay crap that you were
they really
having an issue with, right? So now we're at a position where now they put stuff back, but it's at least cosmetic only. It doesn't have gameplay changes, right?
So back to the story about Belgium. Their Minister of Justice said FIFA 18, Overwatch, and CSGO were therefore illegal and demanded their loot boxes removed. If they're not, the publishers risk a prison sentence of up to 5 years and a fine of up to 800,000 euros.
Wow.
When minors are involved, those punishments can be doubled. That's a big deal. Well, I don't know. These assholes, EA and so forth, make a shitload of money off their freaking loot boxes, so that fine is like a slap on the wrist. But the prison sentence? Like, who goes to jail for that? An exec, or they throw one of the programmers under the bus for that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
so
brutal.
Belgium's like, yeah, you know, kids are the ones that are the most vulnerable to this, which is true. And you know it's a problem. Like I talked about people from soccer, right?
Right.
Did I talk about that last week? Sometimes I don't know if I'm talking to myself or if I say stuff on the podcast sometimes. Like, you know, I know a couple of people personally who have spent several $1,000s on FIFA.
Wow.
Ultimate Team. Each year.
That's crazy.
Each year. And the players don't carry over to the next year.
That's seriously crazy to me.
And these are adults that make money, so not so harmful to them. But at the same time, they didn't have a problem with it. Had these guys been more like our spectrum of gamer, they would have been like at EA's front door, kicking it in, burning the place down.
That is seriously crazy.
You know, so it's like, it's really, you know, it's,
holy shit.
Obviously, I don't find it interesting that EA is on the hook here again for like FIFA, because FIFA, Madden, NHL, they all do the card pack thing,
right?
And they're probably the worst offenders, period. But it's a different demographic of our hobby that doesn't talk or get pissed off about this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I guess,
you know, like Battlefront was our game. That's why it blew up big time, right?
Right.
The people that go to video game websites and post on forums and Reddit and so forth, whereas not so much people on that side of the fence who play the sports games. You know, they're super hardcore gamers, but in their little ecosystem, right?
Right.
And they're not on IGN. They're not on forums. They're not on Reddit. And if they are, they're on sports forums. They don't give a shit about this stuff, right? Like, yeah, whatever. That's what it is. I got to buy my Cristiano Ronaldo. I spent $3,000.
Oh, man. That's so insane.
Yeah. But it's funny, right? The contrast but it's the exact same thing, if not worse. So it's pretty interesting that Belgium and Netherlands, and it makes sense that they would catch it because FIFA would be huge in the European countries, right?
Yeah, I still, man, that is honestly crazy to me. Like that is,
it's so funny.
Wow.
This, you know, like EA, seriously, they're like, here, hold our beer. They really wanted to. They really effed up.
Oh man, yeah.
And then you got a game like God of War, 10s everywhere, huge praise, no DLC, no season passes, no loot boxes. Here's a complete freaking game.
Incredible game.
Yeah, like such a funny contrast compared to slimy freaking. I don't know. Anyway, hey, speaking of EA.
Oh, EA.
Battlefield 5. Why is that 5? So it went from 1 to 5. I guess 1 was backwards.
It was Battlefield 4, and then they went Battlefield 1 for
Well, it was just Battlefield, right? It wasn't even a 1.
No, it was called Battlefield 1.
Was it?
The 1 stood for World War 1, though.
Yeah, so now we're going to 5.
Which would indicate to me that they're going back to this, like, the nowadays modern times.
Yeah, I'm sure we will see more.
At least I'm guessing.
At E3, I'm sure they'll probably announce something before E3. Battlefield developer DICE is currently testing a battle royale mode for Battlefield 5. That's not surprising.
I'm not surprised.
If anything, out of the AAA shooters, they are probably the most prepared for this because they were already at 64 players, I think.
Yeah, I want to say 64. I mean,
I
even if they could manage to get 100 players together, even in just a Battlefield game, I feel like that would almost be a win for them.
I feel like their engine is best prepared compared to anyone else out there.
That being said, let's be honest, Battlefield 4 was kind of a dumpster fire when it came out.
And and they've already got vehicles, so they've got like a lot of the stuff that you need in there.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be interesting to see. Oh, it seems pretty obvious that this is true. This is just a rumor report, but
time will tell. I guess we'll find out.
VentureBeat reports that the mode still does not have the green light for release, and regardless, will now not make it in time to arrive at launch. Instead, the mode will arrive as a free update if it does get the go-ahead.
Interesting.
So they're just toying with it right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be something we hear about at E3 or before.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is not anything new. I mean, we were joking about everybody's going to be putting in a battle royale mode, and guess what? Everybody's putting in a battle royale mode. I want to say that I think this is Dane looking into the future and coming back with his thoughts on what he thinks is going to happen is in regards to all this battle royale stuff. I feel like this is going to be just like MOBAs. Everybody is going to rush out there and try to do this.
There's going to be some major fallout from this.
So
trend.
Many people, it's going to just fall flat and nobody's going to fucking play it. And I feel like in the end, we're going to end up with like PUBG, Fortnite, and maybe a third one that's pretty good. And maybe a fourth one that's kind of in the back distance that does different things, but is unique enough that some people don't mind it. And I think that within 5 or 6 years, the rest of them are going to be gone. Or it's something that like everybody tries to put in their game as a mode for a while. And some games it works better than others. And we just kind of see this thing get tried from time to time, and that'll be the first mode that they'll shut down when they realize it's not working.
Yeah,
in a game.
Yeah, I think battle royale is here to stay. It's going to be this up and down. Will Fortnite be the king forever? Probably not. PUBG looked to be like they were going to be the king forever.
It's almost never the very first one, though. It's almost always the second one.
Yeah, well, but there's always the opportunity in video games for something bigger, better, badder to come along, right?
But I mean, look at the MOBA space right now. There is essentially four like MOBAs, 2 of which are huge, and 2 of which are kind of in the background
doing just
not
fine.
huge, but they still managed to do just fine. I mean,
Dota, League of Legends, and then Heroes of the Storm and Smite, right?
Yeah, those are pretty much the four. And like I said, like Heroes of the Storm and Smite do things just different enough that they're not kind of in direct competition with Dota or League. And Dota and League are essentially fighting each other on a constant basis, where some people come from League and play Dota, and some people leave Dota and play League. Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a similar thing with this stuff.
Yeah, there's always room for more.
Yeah,
that'd be fun to see in a couple of years from now what we're playing and where the originals sit.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's someone that will come along and do it better.
Or they'll change it enough that it'll be...
Everyone else will copy that improvement.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, moving along. God of War is getting a photo mode.
That's exciting.
I don't think there's a date here, but it's going to be coming up in one of the patches soon. They were just obviously too busy concentrating... Not too busy, but busy concentrating on getting the game stable and running and, getting it finished for release. But they showed this off during a launch live stream, which looks like a pretty powerful photo mode, because not only can you like move camera around and do your typical photo mode tricks, you can actually change the expressions on the characters' faces, which is pretty funny to see Kratos smiling. Or there's a GIF in this story from Polygon, and they're just changing all of Atreya's faces, and he's got all kinds of silly faces, and it looks quite funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's cool. That's the thing. When I was playing this game, like, there's no photo. I want to take there's no photo mode. Like, I did some PlayStation screenshots and video clips and stuff, but nothing like. I just wanted to take some really cool stylized photos, and it just wasn't in there. But that's coming. I hope they add a new game plus. That's something I would actually like to, because if and when I do play it over again, I would like to play it again with the gear I've unlocked.
Right.
Because to be honest, some of the high end gear
is awesome.
It's awesome, and it also takes quite the grind to unlock the mats to upgrade it. Right.
Right.
So I put some work into this amazing gear, but it's like, well, now I've done everything. I want to play the whole game with this again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you do another playthrough with all that, do you get to keep all that stuff? Like, is there like a new game plus?
There is no. That's what I mean. No. I want a new game plus. There is no new game plus.
Oh.
So that's a sad thing. It's like I got some wicked gear at the very end of the game, like after I've even beaten the main story, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't get, not that it was needed, but it's like, it's so freaking awesome. I would love to do it all over again with this new armor set. Anyway. Valve buys Firewatch developer Campo Santo. It's pretty interesting. Firewatch was...
Hey, I heard Valve's going to be starting making video games again, so...
Yeah.
That's what Campo Santo does. They seem to make video games.
Valve never stopped making video games.
Really?
They just don't make the video game everyone wants, which is Half-Life 3.
No, dude, honestly, when was the last time Valve made a video game and released it to the public?
The Lab on Steam VR.
It's been a long time, man. What? Portal 2, Left 4 Dead 2. I mean, yes, they're constantly updating.
I guess Portal 2 is a long time ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Dota 2 was a company they acquired, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's theirs now, so technically I guess they're making it now, but they didn't initially make it. Is that right?
Let's see here.
I don't know.
Let's look at
It's very interesting because Campo Santo, they're story guys. And they announced that they're still going to be making their next game in the Valley of Gods, which I believe did they tease that at PSX or E3 last year? Can't remember where they teased that.
2014.
But it looked pretty cool. So they're going to get to continue to work and finish on that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, these guys are pretty good story guys. Maybe Half-Life.
2014, they released a Japanese game called Left 4 Dead Survivors, and it was a collaboration with Taito, and it was an arcade-only title. And before that was a collaboration with Nexon, and that was called Counter-Strike Nexon Zombies. That was 2014 as well. The last time that they themselves released a game, I kid you not, was Dota 2, which officially released in July 9th of 2013.
Oh, so that was even after Portal 2, eh?
Yep. Technically, the lab was the last. It's a virtual reality experiment for the Vive. That is technically the last thing that they released new, which is 2016.
Yeah.
But the last thing that like Valve proper made, was 2013 Dota 2. Before that, Counter-Strike Global Offense came out in 2012.
Yeah,
and believe it or not, that was actually a collaboration with Hidden Path Entertainment. So it wasn't even just Valve.
So those Camposano guys are pretty cool. I don't know them personally. I didn't play Firewatch. It's not my kind of game, but it was, it seemed positively reviewed and received. It just isn't my type of game. I'm not into the, people.
I really actually want to play it. I haven't played it. I think next time I see it on like a good deal, I'm going to pick it up because I've heard that it's an incredible story and like a really cool experience.
Yeah, so they're going to be
super long, but
relocating to Seattle, and they're going to get to finish their next game. And yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's cool. They seem pretty excited about it. So I think I'd be pretty excited to get bought by one of the richest game companies in the world that doesn't make games.
Right.
Valve's doing pretty good. I think that's a pretty safe place to be working.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't hear about layoffs from Valve.
I hear about a lot of turnover at Valve, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just because they don't want to like get rid of people manually, or people
they're
just
a very different company, right?
Feel like they're not really being used, so they leave. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Valve is a strange company. They're making the Steam money. They don't really need to. Like, it's not like they're losing any money. They don't really make games. They keep obviously developing the games that they have released recently. I know they're obviously still releasing content for Dota 2, and they're releasing content for Team Fortress 2 and stuff like that. But they've been working on hardware and various other like sort of side projects. Obviously, Steam Machines was a thing that came and went. I feel like they've just been kind of like, hey, we got all this money. Why don't we just fuck around and see what works and what doesn't? And meanwhile, we're just going to keep making money because we make 20% or whatever it is from every game that's sold on Steam. So we're laughing. So, yeah.
I hear you.
They claim that they're finally going to start making games again. So this looks like a step in the right direction.
Did you know there's a new Doom movie in the works?
I heard about this.
You do now. What is it? Doom, the worst reviewed video game movie in history?
Nope, definitely not.
No? Oh.
No. There's way worse video game movies.
I don't think I've ever actually seen the Doom movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw that shit in the theater at the time.
Yeah.
It was not good.
NBC Universal confirmed to Variety the new Doom is being made, handled by Universal 1440 Entertainment, which makes non-theatrical productions directly for distribution. So the new Doom may be direct to DVD or slapped straight on a digital platform such as Netflix. Nobody knows anything about the story. about the
Nope,
new Doom.
they don't even know who the director is yet. There's
Nope.
a lot of questions.
There's
in this
just
still.
they got a Twitter post here. They do know something about an actress involved. Nina Bergman is set to star in it. She took to Twitter to announce her involvement. She's got really cool hair. So, yeah.
I'm trying to think of if I've seen anything she's been in. The name sounds familiar, but...
She's a singer as well.
Oh, okay. Huh,
I don't know her. She's like talking about Bulgaria in her post here. So, yeah, I guess that's super early. My guess would be Netflix or Amazon or something if it's one of those studios.
Huh.
It'd be interesting. I guess the only way it could be worse is if I guess it has no budget, but I don't think the bar is set too high.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything she's been in before.
Remember Housemarque?
Mm-hmm.
The makers of Resogun?
Right.
They teased their next game called Storm Divers at that same conference that the Serious Sam stuff was revealed.
Yep. It's very much a tease, eh?
Yeah, I watched the video, and it is a super tease. It doesn't even give you a sense of what type of game it was. People were rumoring that it was like a battle royale, and I was like, well, they didn't say that. So
it just says multiplayer.
Yeah, they were well known for their arcade shooters like Resogun and what's the other one? The one I played more recently. Nex Machina.
Oh, yeah.
That game was cool.
Ex Machina. Yeah.
So they, made it. There was a story a couple months ago, or maybe late last year, we talked about how they were like, we're not cutting it with the arcade games, just don't seem to be very popular, even though they made very good games. And they're like, we're going to move into other type of genres. So this is their first swing at that. And they've been working on it apparently for the last 2 years in secrecy. No specific date was given.
I'm kind of curious to know more. I mean, all they're saying is it's a high flying and heavy hitting multiplayer experience. Like, wow. Okay.
Is it a team-based shooter? Is it a hero shooter?
Yeah.
Is it magically a battle royale? Which I don't. But if they started 2 years ago, that was really before. But then again, PUBG wasn't the first. Like 2 years ago, would have been H1Z1 or King of the Kill and stuff, which are essentially battle royale games were around.
Yeah.
Who knows? We will see more. But it's cool to see that they're working on something. Those guys make dope games or have made dope games.
Yeah, I mean the pedigree's there for sure.
Bungie had a stream reveal for the next expansion for the Warmind. Some details. It's on Mars. New weapons.
For anybody who doesn't know, this is the upcoming expansion for Destiny
2.
Yes.
It's on Mars. It's got the Hive, new areas.
Because everybody loves the Hive. That's the best part about Destiny.
New story. Yeah, everyone loves the Hive. Ugh.
Honestly, like how I love Destiny 2. You love Destiny 2. We both love Destiny 2. It's great. We both played a lot of it. The more time goes on, though, the more I honestly worry that they are just fucking this up royally. And again, I might be talking out my ass because it's not here yet. I haven't played it, so who knows? This expansion might be dope. I might play it. I might love it again. It might bring me back into playing Destiny. But like, it feels like all the moves that they are making with all their expansions and all the changes, it feels like they are learning nothing from what players want, and it feels like they're not learning anything from the first game that they released and made all of the same. I shouldn't say all of the same, but a lot of the same mistakes.
Yeah, I didn't watch a stream, but people I know were talking about how it seems like they're really doubling down on focusing on their most hardcore players.
Right.
With making stuff harder, making the end game harder. Essentially, I imagine making the grind harder, which to me is not fun as someone who doesn't have as much spare time. And I was happy with most of the changes in Destiny 2. It's just after, a couple other 100 hours of playing Destiny 2, you're like, okay, well, where's this and where's this and where's this that was in the first game? It's like we lost stuff. And so it was like
and instead of bringing
forward,
those things back, we're moving in strange directions where we're going to, hey, you can run faster now.
Yeah,
was that really a thing that we wanted or cared about?
Like Destiny 2 is like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Right.
And then it's like, well, there's all this stuff missing that was in the first game. How is that not here 8 months later? And they've been late on stuff, and they just seem really divided on who they're trying to appeal to. I love Destiny.
No, like I said, we both love Destiny.
The last expansion was not good. I will play this next expansion for sure. I'm really hoping it's good, but at the same time, I don't know if I have a lot of faith, man. They've been making, when you're playing Curse of Osiris and it's a location you've been at and it's the classic Bungie, hey, you've been here before, but we're going through it backwards. That's just lazy ass design.
Totally.
I don't make video games, so who am I to talk? But it's like, come on, guys. You're just recycling content and putting a new color on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that's just, you're kind of disrespecting us.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, in the past, every time there's a live stream or anything to do with Destiny, I was all over it. And it's I've invested over 1,000 hours across both games easily. It's probably one of Destiny is my most played franchise ever, period.
Wow.
I don't think I've played anything more. So, I don't know. Think what you will of what I have to say, but when I'm not excited for streaming, I don't even tune in, and it's kind of my wheelhouse to pay attention. I don't know what it says, but I think it says a lot to how I feel, right?
No,
I haven't even launched the game, I think, in a couple months. I don't even care to get my rewards or check out what's going on. It's whatever.
Yeah.
And then again, there has been
where I'm at.
Yeah. Then again, there has been some really good games lately, so I'm busy.
Yeah. True. I'm hoping that I would love to. That's the weird thing. I would love to play more Destiny. If they get their shit together and their ducks in a row again, I would actually love to play more Destiny. That's what's kind of messed up about this. So, anyways, yeah.
Yeah. Moving along. So, remember Amazon Prime and Twitch Prime giving free games away?
Yeah.
They announced their games for May.
Ooh.
We've got High Hell, Hope, Gone Home, Cluster Truck, Titan Souls, and Psychonauts. So if you have a Twitch Prime, you add these.
Just download these games?
Yeah, well, you add them on when you're signed into Twitch. There's a little crown in the top corner.
Yep.
And you claim the games or the offer, and then they show up in your Twitch launcher app, and then you can apparently download the games there DRM free.
Very cool.
Titan Souls is a cool one. I already played and have Gone Home on PC. Psychonauts I've never played, but I know it's loved. I have no idea what this High Hell is. And I also already have Cluster Truck because I got that somewhere. Maybe I got it in a Humble Bundle or something.
I want to say it was I almost feel like that might have been a PlayStation Plus game or something. But anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, just a reminder that if you're a Twitch Prime Amazon Prime member, then you are a Twitch Prime member. You have 6 games coming next week. Those are the new ones. Moving along, the Nintendo news. I think we talked about this a while ago. The Switch has been hacked. And I think when we talked about it last a couple months ago, it was a group's like, yeah, we've got a hack, but that's it. We're not sharing it.
Yeah, I remember that. They were saying, this is a thing we were able to do.
It has been released, and apparently it's a very bad exploit. It's hardware level, and these groups claim that it can't be patched out. It needs a hardware revision. That's how bad it is. That's good and bad. Good Nintendo will revise the Switch, and maybe people will buy a new version. Bad in that this is probably going to open up the Switch for piracy. And, like, let's be honest, the hackers do this to get homebrew and Linux and do weird, cool things and browsers. And look what we can do, Hello World and, stuff like that.
And they also do it because they can crack it and then sell a bunch of shit and make a bunch of money off of pirated shit, too.
Like, if you're not familiar with the 3DS scene, the 3DS was blown quite open quite a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
That, however, probably not as bad an exploit because Nintendo has been able to patch out the exploits. But if you got in before, you could essentially make it so you can hack it and they can't undo it. But if you updated, they've closed loopholes. So that one is not as bad. But this sounds really, really bad. Well, I don't know. It's not good because it's gonna lead to piracy. At the same time, the Switch is doing so well. Is this going to be an issue? Like, how many people are going to want to risk, bricking their $300, $400 system?
Mm-hmm.
As you mess around with all this stuff, there is so much.
Also, the other question that I always have with stuff like this is, like, if they figure out a way to find out if people are in fact exploiting it, that could also mean then they start banning Switches off of, like, their services.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's it. Yeah, with the with the hacked 3DSs. If you play online, those systems get banned.
Right.
So then you lose
there's
access
always
to
that
multiplayer
well, right?
and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna see a new revision to fix that.
Well, I'll keep playing my Switch and playing it legit. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not. I went all digital on the Switch, and I'm not risking banning my system.
Yeah,
I don't know. And then who knows? It'll stop working one day.
Yeah.
Speaking of Switch, Wolfenstein 2 got a release date.
Ooh.
June 29th. So yeah.
I wonder. I feel like I remember hearing that Doom on the Switch was pretty heavily, like, the graphical downgrade was fairly significant. I can't help but wonder, like, how much more this is. 'Cause, like, that's a pretty new game.
I haven't played it or seen it. I think it might have been at PSX. It was at PAX East, and obviously I didn't go to that. So,
right.
Considering it comes out after E3, I guess it will be at E3 because what else do they? Bethesda has their press event during E3, so we'll see what else. They'll obviously have other stuff, so it won't surprise me if it'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Considering it releases after E3. I heard that Doom on Switch if it was the only way you could play Doom, it was good. But if you had a PS4 or a Xbox One or a PC, those were really the places where you wanted to play that game. So as a single console gamer who wants to experience these, I'm sure it's totally serviceable, but the other versions are superior.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so I already beat Wolfenstein 2 on PC, so I have no desire to play it on Switch. I don't really have any desire playing any first-person shooters on Switch.
No, me neither.
I
can't imagine trying to use
that. That's not my system. For that.
No.
As much as I love my Switch, not every game belongs on Switch.
Agreed.
PlayStation News Battle Royale game. Oh man, H1Z1 hits PS4 in May.
It has begun.
One of the original Battle Royale games. I don't know. Not much more to say about that. I have not played it. I don't really have much of a care to play it. I believe Sony bought H1Z1 like years ago, and it just took forever. Like this seems like
no, you're so H1Z1.
No, they bought. What is the other one?
Huh?
Sony bought one of these zombie survival games.
You mean Sony and SOE was helping, and then SOE sold all of their studios off.
Oh, okay, never mind. So
yes,
never mind.
they had originally created the original survival game H1Z1, which this is not anymore. I believe they have now named that game something different, if I remember correctly.
That's right. I'm getting it all mixed up because that just goes to tell how much of a cluster F this whole thing has been.
So yes, H1Z1 Just Survive and H1Z1 King of the Kill. That they split the two products in February of 2016. So the Just Survive dropped the H1Z1 name is now just called Just Survive.
That's right.
And King of the Kill became simply H1Z1. This is all very straightforward and not confusing at all. Apparently that's a thing that happened. But yeah, originally that was all owned by SOE, like Sony Online Entertainment.
Yeah, and it was supposed to come to PS4, and it just took forever and ever and ever, and here we are.
But like I said, that's, I think, a lot to do with the fact that this game has been trying to figure out what the hell it is for, well, forever. And I still don't even know if it is, judging by the fact that, like, Just Survive was the survival game that you would spawn and try to kill zombies and survive and do all that.
So H1Z1, which developer Daybreak Games calls the original standalone Battle Royale game, launches on PS4 and open beta on May 22nd as a free-to-play title.
Of course they are.
Yeah. Well,
is this the one that also has the car?
There's a trailer.
Fighting in it?
Yeah, they're the ones who did the auto freaking thing.
The Auto Royale? Isn't that in H1Z1?
Yeah, on PC, that's for sure.
Like I said, all very straightforward and not confusing at all.
Was it them or was it... Oh my god. Yeah, see, I can't even keep this shit straight anymore. So yeah, that's coming. Cool.
There you go.
Detroit developer Quantic Dreams sues French media over the articles on toxic work conditions. Did we talk about this?
We briefly talked about it, but
I can't remember if we talked about it or we decided not to talk about it because it's fucking negative bullshit drama that really isn't our place.
Well, and also, like, there wasn't any, like, it was accusations. Nothing was founded. So I think we may have briefly talked about it, but I don't remember getting into it.
So anyway, yeah, Detroit's suing the outlets in France that printed those stories, or that surfaced those stories about the racist and sexist work environment and all that stuff. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's...
Detroit comes out next month in May. It looks really cool. There's a demo out now, speaking of Detroit.
Right.
I'm just wondering if all this nonsense is taken away. I don't know. Or maybe no one really cares. I think this story is interesting because they're suing them, so they obviously feel like that those stories were quite BS, right? And unfounded. Because I don't think you'd go to that distance if you didn't feel like you had a case. Or is it they're doing it to just try and save face and maybe this shit's going on? I don't know. Or is it just a disgruntled person that just is disgruntled, and this society we kind of live on, hashtag this or that, you can crucify people and end careers just by saying something, whether it be true or not nowadays.
Yeah, the whole thing, I don't really know what to even...
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what to say. Like, I think that's why we didn't really talk about it. And I just put it in here because I just think it's crazy that, like, I've never heard of an outlet suing, like, essentially video game media.
Yeah.
Then again, Europe's very different than here, so I don't know if this would happen here or if it would get thrown out. But then again, like, I guess this is. We will remain on the sidelines and observe, because I don't even think the stuff that's going on with them getting investigated over these claims is done and settled.
Yeah, I would honestly need to like dive way more into it to find.
It's
out
an interesting read, so that's why I kind of brought it up. It's on Kotaku.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jason Schreier following up with contacts over there that are actually the people getting sued. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. That game's on my radar. I really hope none of that stuff's true, because that's kind of shitty. I don't think.
I mean, I don't want any. I don't ever want to read about a story like that and believe it's true. But
like
if it is or it isn't, I think it sucks because there isn't any full evidence that this is true, and I feel like we got to be careful. I think that there is a lot of. I think it's really important to. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I think that we got to really be careful about making sure that we do believe people that come forward with stories.
Like dismissing people. That's not cool either, right? Because
I don't necessarily know how to. I'm not the one that's going to come out and say this is how we do this. All I'm saying is we got to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it sucks in a story like this because, like, obviously these accusations have come out about the studio, and yeah, I think that they've really been almost overshadowing the game that the studio is building, and a lot of the
lately,
lot of the accusations,
all I see is stories about this and nothing about the game,
and a lot of the stories happen to be about David Cage, the head of the studio, not so much the rest of the studio, which then again makes me go, this really, really sucks for all the people that work there, because there's a ton of people that work on these games, and it sucks that they're working hard to make the best game that they can, and it's all being overshadowed by the person who runs the studio being a little eccentric or possibly being a misogynist bastard. I'm not really sure, but either way, it kind of sucks for those people that are making that game. And it also, like, if in fact these things are true, then it really sucks for all the people making the game.
Yeah, like, it sucks if they're true. It sucks if they're not true. Like, both sides of the coin suck. Like, I don't want to fucking people have to suffer through a shitty work environment because of someone's ego.
Totally.
But then at the same time,
so then you end up in a weird spot where you're not sure, like, do I support the game?
Yeah.
Or do I not support the game? But that aside, I'm going to try and set that aside personally, myself, and everybody's going to feel the way that they're going to feel, and that's fine. Everybody's allowed to feel however they want about this situation.
So, in this
personally, I'm going to hold off and see whether or not the game is any good to begin with.
Yeah, let the game speak for itself.
Totally, and if the game is good and it's a game worth playing, then I will purchase said game and play it.
It looks good from the demos we played at cons and what I've seen at E3, and
yeah, I hope it's good.
It looks cool, but yeah, at
there's
the same
certain
time,
aspects of Heavy Rain that were absolutely amazing.
It's such a tough thing. It's like so many people pay the price if just one guy at the top is the asshole.
Exactly.
Like I don't buy it, but then like the hundreds of people who work on it who aren't jackasses.
Yep.
And aren't, like, even if he is guilty of this, like, Jason did talk to the people and they couldn't really say much because of litigation, but these are like real journalists. Like, these aren't video game websites. Like, Le Monde is like a French, like, news outlet. So these are actual journalists who printed these stories, and they said, the stuff that we didn't come out with these stories because we don't believe that people are, that there isn't proof.
Right.
So they're saying there's merit to these stories. And this is not like video game fan website. These are like real media outlets. So yeah. And it does suck because if it's true, like, you're a douchebag and I don't kind of want to support your game.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's like you punish all the innocent people there too, right? Wasn't there a more recent example of something crappy like this in another studio recently? Or within the last year?
Unfortunately, there's been a bunch of this.
There's just
there's
too much of it everywhere. Yeah,
exactly.
Ugh.
So it does suck.
Don't be dicks, people. Don't abuse people. Don't take advantage of your position. Don't be an asshole.
There you go. Don't suck.
Yeah, don't suck. Moving along. PlayStation Plus free games for May were announced.
Yeah.
We've got Beyond Two Souls. Speaking of a David Cage and Detroit game.
There you go.
That's one of their games, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. Same people that are making Detroit.
Rayman Legends. Really good
Awesome
Rayman game.
So good.
And then on PS3, Risen 3, Eat Them, King Oddball, which is Vita cross-buy with PS3, PS4, and then Furman's, which is Vita. Man, I don't think my Vita even has a charge.
I don't think mine does either.
And then there's just a little reminder in this post from the Sony blog that new and existing PlayStation Plus members who sign up for Spotify Premium through your PS4 can save 10% on the monthly subscription fee.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Spotify is great, but I don't use it because I've got the Google Play.
Yeah, that's the one that I've got as well.
I think the Google Play is pretty rad. Xbox news. They've announced their new games for Gold for May. It's the end of the month. It's that time of the month.
Oh, yeah.
They've got Super Mega Baseball 2 on Xbox One. I didn't even know there was a Super Mega Baseball 1.
I didn't know there was a Super Mega Baseball anything.
Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Fuck yeah.
That's a pretty dope game. But
that's awesome.
Was that a PlayStation?
I was just going to say, wasn't that a PlayStation Plus title a few months back?
I think so. Sega Vintage Collection, Streets of Rage. That's cool.
Hell
I like
yeah.
Streets of Rage. And then Vanquish, which is 360 back compat. Same with the Sega Vintage.
Hell yeah. Also an awesome game.
Yeah, Vanquish.
That's a Platinum Studio.
Yeah, I was going to
game.
say that's a Platinum game, fan favorite. It's
Heck
actually
yeah.
in my pile of shame. I think I have it on PC, and I'm pretty sure that was a PlayStation Plus game as well at some point.
I want to say I own it on PC, PS3, and I almost think I had it on Xbox 360 as well.
So not a bad lineup.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Some repeats from other services if you happen to be a PlayStation Plus member as well.
You can still sign in now and pick up The Witness as well for the next little while.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that. I should do that.
I feel like that game plays better with a controller, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's it for news. Public service announcements. The Detroit demo's out now on PlayStation 4.
There you go.
Check it out for yourself. And yeah, I think that's about it. We don't have any free for all because we kind of mixed it in with our what you've been playing and news. No, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we kind of moved it all in together.
Avengers is out this week, so by the time you listen to this, you may have seen it already. I'm hopefully trying to see it this weekend or before the next time we record, so I might go on a weekday.
It's doubtful I will see it before we record.
I really want to watch it.
Hoping I do. I know I'm in a similar boat.
I've heard good things from like the preview audiences, and it's freaking Avengers, man.
I know.
You know, so I don't know. I'm gonna try and watch it. So get my platinum in God of War. I'm gonna get that right after we're done this. That's what I'm gonna do. So you can follow me on Twitter at RickF, no K, RICF.
You can always come hang out with me on Twitter at Dane Cody, at DAYNECODY.
Don't forget to enter our SNES Classic Mini giveaway. If you need the details on that, the short link is bit.ly/SNES Classic Mini Giveaway, and that's bit.ly/SNES Classic Mini Giveaway. And it's going to be in the show notes, so you can click on it through your podcast app. You can find it. I've been spamming it on our Twitters and everywhere I go. So, yeah, if you can leave us a review on iTunes, that would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to us on youtube.com/Geekoholics. Like our page on facebook.com/Geekoholics. Also, you can follow us on Twitter or Instagram, Geekoholics at both of those. And honestly, to speak about Facebook, man, I really haven't been on Facebook the last few weeks. Not installing Facebook on your phone greatly reduces the sickness of you going on Facebook. I just never installed it on my new phone, so it's like I just find them just not there anymore.
Hey, that's cool, man.
As with a huge growing percentage of people out there, I think.
Fair enough.
Sweet. With that, Dane, I think we have a show, my friend.
I think you're right.
Episode 153. We are out.
I gotta go play more God of War.
I got a platinum God of War.